I'm back with another video, and for this video it is a request, so that I thought I would address the different sizes of the diamond paintings and what to expect, and just a little bit talking about how to get through working on the diamond paintings so you don't feel overwhelmed and you actually start enjoying it. Okay, so first off, what I have is, and I purchased mine from a variety of places, and this particular one, these particular two here on this side are from, let me think of it in 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. It is Untitled Artisan, and I did a video on that previously. So as you can see here, these are what you call partials. They're not fully, they're not the full exact picture. And as you can see, you're only doing the owl and the branch it sits on. But the background here, which is basically just a bluish gray, it's not done at all. Which I don't see why it couldn't be, because it's, after all, just plain. But anyhow, let me get a ruler and show you how big it is. So this one here is 9 inches by 13, and I don't know what it is in centimeters. Yeah, actually up here it says, so it's 30 by 40 centimeters. So anyhow, the next one I'll show you is this one, and also from Untitled Artisan, and it is a colorful cat. And as you can see, you're doing the whole picture except for this background area here. Again, I don't see why you couldn't do the whole thing, but they didn't do that way. This one is 30 by 30 centimeters, and it is 9 inches by 9. Yes, 9 by 9. Now, I will show you the whole collection that I have. These I've not finished. I didn't even start on it that far. So, and I already put this one on a frame that, of course, I showed how to do that in another video. This is 40 by 30 centimeters, and it is roughly 14 by 10 for that. And this one here is also partial. Then this one here is full, and this one says it is 30 by 40 centimeters, and we have almost 14 by 10. And this here is, of course, a lighthouse scene by the ocean, and it's full. The whole thing is to be done. I have two more to show, and that's this one here, and this is 45 by 30 centimeters. And it's 15.5 by 10. And the last one I'm going to show is this one, and it is 45 by 35 centimeters. So it's the same size as the one before, which is 15.5 by 10. Oh, actually this one is a 11.5. So, oh, I see, it's 35. Okay, so anyhow, the complexity of diamond paintings, as you get larger, there is more that's being covered, and especially if it's full. Now, someone who has, you know, is really stressed out or has any kind of a disorder that causes you to, you know, want to give up easily and quickly, it's up to yourself as to whether you would be able to handle this. But I'm trying to bring this into focus to show you what you have to work with. It looks like it's a mess, but that's what it breaks down to, is you have all those little areas. Now, how would someone attack doing this? I would say that either you'll find your own way, but basically some people just start at a corner and they'll just do this area down here. Then they'll just keep moving over, either right way or left way, it doesn't matter, and just keep doing a little block, and then you go up to the next one and do another block. That's up to you. Some will take them and do them in like thirds. They'll do from the top to the bottom a third section, then the next, then the next. I've done some where I've just picked the first number and I've gone with it and went right down the whole thing into the whole sheet that way. It just depends on my mood, I would say. And so smaller ones, you have less details and there's going to be less resins to work on, so you might find them to be a little bit more simple. And it depends on how much, like, you have to know yourself, so you have to know if it would be right for you to work on something that could be more stressful. Like these full ones might not work for everyone. And so you'd have to determine what to do. But it's really not that complicated to work on these diamond paintings, because basically you have the little diamonds, you have the tray, you have the stylus to put them in, and you just start. You know, you just lift it up and you start in an area like right here, and you start placing them in one at a time. Before you know it, you get finished with it. If you find that doing a full picture, which means that every single inch of it needs to be done by you, is too hard, then maybe what you want to do is something like this one that's only partial, where you see only the buildings need to be done. The buildings and some flower area here, but the background, the middle section, the people here, this here little cobble street area, these people, they're not done at all. You don't need to do them. This here area with the flowers and the sign, it's already done. It's a painting. Okay. And like I said, there's smaller ones which you can get done quicker. And this one here, even though it's smaller, it does have a lot of detail and there's less resins to use. You can see there's 21 different colors. And I will show you the smallest one that I have that I've worked on and show you the difference between something like this and something that's really small. I'll be right back. And I'm back, and this is it. This here I've already put onto a box, which I've showed in another video of mine, and that's what it is. That's as big as it was, that size, which is about 8 inches by 6 inches. Actually, it's 5 3/4 inch. And I didn't know what to do with it. It looked very pixelated to me when I had first gotten it, so I wasn't too thrilled with it when I had received it and worked on it. Then what happened was I decided to put it on a box that I had, and it worked out quite well. So that's how small you can get them. They're saying that's as small as you can get them, you know, but the pixelation is heavier where you don't really see the full picture. Now I've done some others which I've shown in previous videos that, you know, if you're looking for something a little bit more easier, you might want to go with something like this where it's kind of one color almost, and then you see you have a little bit of variations, a little bit of different color changes for the paws and the ears, and the whole thing is not done, so you can see a lot of it's not finished, and that might be easier to do for someone who's just starting out, or someone who has, you know, a bit of, you know, anxiety or stress. There's also this one, which I found very enjoyable to work on as one of my firsts. And this one here. And this one here. So that's another thing to keep in mind is color change. If you see these, that there would be a lot of color change and you don't think you could handle it to start out with, then you work slow, and you build up. You just do something more like this one, like I said, where there's not that many colors, and you build onto, like this one here, there's a lot of color changes. But when I did this one, I worked on one color at a time. I just chose, you know, pink, and I did everywhere that there was pink to do. And like I said, what I normally do is I lift up the cellophane, and then I place the cellophane back down on the glue that's still there, so that it doesn't dry out. Okay, well that's pretty much it for this particular video. I hope it does answer some questions. Well, wait on 1 second, because I think there was something else I wanted to cover. So there was at AliExpress, as you can see, there's this here particular diamond painting, and it is a full painting, and you can see you can get any size you'd like. Centimeters is 20 by 25, 24 by 30, 30 by 40, 40 by 50, 50 by 65, and 55 by 70, which is going to be quite large. And the larger you get, the more you're going to need to work on it. You'll have a lot more resins and a lot more to do, a lot more space. So once you choose the size, I'm just gonna come down here, and as you can see, they have different pictures you can choose from. This is the one that I kind of selected in the beginning. You can see all the detail you're gonna have to work on, because everything's gonna be filled in. Here's where it shows you how it comes rolled up, and in bigger sizes, and also full drills plus square drills instead of the round, they usually come like this with a paper topping on them instead of just cellophane where you can see through. That's one thing I did notice, the difference of those. And then also you'll see down here actually how you have to work on stuff, and you see all these different symbols. This here is like equals and greater signs and numbers and letters that you have all over the place. So, you know, it just depends on really your skill. If you're a beginner, if you tire easily, it might not be for you, so try smaller ones. And as you can see, these are the square ones and not the round. Okay, so that's going to be it for this particular video. We'll catch you in the next one.